Hello and welcome to another exciting edition of Diaspora Network, where we celebrate Nigerians making remarkable strides around the world. I'm Teniola Oyetayo. Our guest this week is Bukky Asehinde, the founder of Africana, a platform that supports and empowers creative entrepreneurs from across Africa. We speak to her about her journey from Nigeria to the UK and her remarkable work helping creatives attract new markets. Our special report explores how Nigerians are leaving a mark on the global business world and the essential role of initiatives like Africana in providing vital resources and support. But first, let's get up to speed on the latest news from the diaspora.
Oxford University has awarded Dr. Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala with an Honorary Doctor of Literature degree in recognition of her global humanitarian service. Dr. Ngozi is the Director General of the World Trade Organization, a post she began in February 2021. The Harvard University alum had began her career in 2003, when she served as Nigeria's finance minister and has since been recognised for teetering the country through various reforms ranging from macroeconomic to trade, financial and real sector issues. Over the years, Dr. Okonjo-Iweala has been awarded by a number of high-profile organisations, including Forbes, the Financial Times, the United Nations, and most recently, she was awarded with the Distinguished Leadership Awards from the Atlantic Council. The historic milestone was celebrated at Oxford University's Sheldonian Theatre with her husband and daughter. Canada's Winnipeg South End has named a park after Nigerian-Canadian architect Emeka Nnadi, a first in the Manitoba province. Nnadi has played a key role in the creation and design of the Bridgewater neighbourhood, saying that he had been working on the project for 20 years. The unveiling of the park sign was attended by a host of family, local officials and members of the community, hosted by the Africans in Winnipeg South Association. During his speech, Nnadi thanked his family, colleagues and clients who helped him throughout his journey. An attendee said the event was groundbreaking, not only for the province but for Nigerians across Canada, calling it a new dawn for the growing community. Nigerian agriculture technology startup Extension Africa recently won third place at the 2024 IoT Africa Next Gen Award at its inaugural event in Kigali, Rwanda. The event is part of the IoT Africa Challenge, a prestigious enterprise development program funded by Haifa International, a humanitarian non-profit founded in 1944 in the US state of Indiana, promoting ventures and sustainable practices across the African continent. Attended by cabinet members of Rwanda, the event is held to inspire a new generation of young entrepreneurs and innovators in Africa for the next 50 years. The CEO of Extension Africa said that the competition has provided the business with invaluable exposure and funding, adding that this has already enabled the team to enhance their global platform connecting agents with last-mile farmers. Nigerian singer Rema's hit song Calm Down featuring Selena Gomez recently won Song of the Year at the 2024 ASCAP Awards in London. The award was given to co-writer and producer Andre Vibes on behalf of the team.
Calm Down is such a huge song and a blessing to my life and the life of so many other people. This is for Nigeria, Africa and Afrobeats. Thank you.
The annual award honours music songwriters and composers of the most performed songs, including film and TV. Rema, who has already bagged 6 awards this year, now has the most wins from the body than any Nigerian or African artist to date. His song Calm Down made history as the first Afrobeat song to earn 1 billion on-demand streams in the United States, selling 159 million digital copies in 2023. Juliana Olayinka with the Diaspora Network News Wrap in London.
It's a well-known fact that entrepreneurship presents formidable challenges, particularly for Nigerians and Africans, navigating numerous and unique obstacles while striving to access new markets. In our special report this week, we explore some of these challenges, highlighting how entrepreneurs are overcoming barriers to expand their ventures and make significant strides.
Reaching foreign markets is crucial for the growth and sustainability of businesses, offering opportunities for increased revenue, diversification, and global recognition. However, Nigerian and African entrepreneurs face significant challenges, including limited access to international networks, funding constraints, and navigating complex regulatory environments. Overcoming these obstacles requires robust support systems and strategic initiatives. This is one of the reasons for the establishment of the Nigerian Export Promotion Council by the federal government to promote non-oil exports and diversify the economy. NEPC supports Nigerian businesses in reaching international markets by providing export training, market information, and funding opportunities, as well as organizing trade fairs, exhibitions, and business matchmaking events both domestically and internationally.
So we're encouraging the exporters to ensure that they add value, because processed commodities give you premium price in the market, in the global market. Some of the exporters already have processing facilities, and we're going to support them, working with them to ensure that through that, we will be able to increase the volume and value of our export.
International organizations and NGOs play a pivotal role in supporting African entrepreneurs. The Tony Elumelu Foundation, for example, provides training, mentorship, and funding to startups across Africa, helping them overcome initial barriers to growth. Entrepreneurs are also able to utilize a number of e-commerce websites to reach broader audiences. As more Nigerians migrate, more of such organizations continue to emerge, helping to bridge the gap and create space for entrepreneurs to showcase their products while also assisting others adapt to new markets.
As always, we've been following the activities of the Nigerians in the Diaspora Commission as they continue to engage citizens living abroad through various programs. Let's take a look at the latest.
Chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Mrs. Abike Dabiri-Arewa, has condemned in strong terms the spate of human trafficking. This is following the intervention and repatriation of 10 Nigerian girls allegedly trafficked to Ghana for prostitution. Mrs. Dabiri-Arewa, who visited Ghana to address the situation, emphasized the need for a permanent solution to eradicate human trafficking in Nigeria.
We need to have a permanent solution. I know that some time ago, some were also rescued in bits and pieces, but what can be the permanent solution to this trafficking thing? And I believe that, again, working together, we can achieve it. And we must declare a war against human trafficking in Nigeria. It's an epidemic, and our young girls are being destroyed. So we have to work together and declare this war against trafficking of our girls, our children, and be determined that every trafficker working out there must be arrested.
At a separate meeting, the NITCAM boss urged Nigerians to always acquaint themselves with the laws of the country they intend to visit, and for countries to make their travel laws visible for foreigners and tourists. She made the call when she received a petition from a Nigerian medical practitioner, Dr. Andrew Esetowahan, alleging maltreatment by Swiss authorities. He alleged that he was detained at the Geneva airport in Switzerland for being in possession of a laser pointer, which unknown to him is prohibited in the country.
I think the message here is informative. I mean, he went through hell because he had this in his bag. It's called a pointer. Locked up 3 hours, he lost his privacy, so to speak, in those few hours. But here's the message, and which we want the Swiss authorities to do. If you know this is banned or forbidden, then there should be an information out there, maybe at the airport, telling people not to have this in their bags. So having him go through that experience is very humiliating. However, he said he got an apology, and hopefully he's sharing his message so that no other person goes through what he goes through. So this is what they call a pointer, which apparently is banned in Switzerland, but most people do not know. So we thank Mr. Andrew for sharing his ordeal with us, and most importantly is that information is knowledge. If you know you're not supposed to do something, then you won't do it. But if you don't know and you get punished for it, it's a problem. So we hope that this helps, and we'll continue to share as much information as we can for Nigerians, out there in the diaspora.
The commission, in partnership with Daniel Ford International, organized a historic chess match between Nigerian prodigy Deborah Quickpen and Guinness World Record holder Tunde Onakoya to raise awareness for chess. The special match aims to elevate the profile of chess in Nigeria and raise funds to support the transformative chess in slums charity. Deborah Quickpen, a rising star in African and world chess, has already made waves with her exceptional skills and strategic prowess. She's currently ranked number 1 in Nigeria and number 4 in Africa across all female age groups in the global under-12 category. NIDCAM believes its involvement in the exercise underscores the importance of the Nigerian diaspora in championing local causes.
And now let's shift our focus to our guest this week, Bukky Asehinde. As the founder of Bell Africana, she has played a pivotal role in empowering creative businesses from across Africa, showcasing their products to a global audience.
Hello, my name is Bukky Asehinde and I'm the
Bukky Asehinde spent her early years in Lagos, attending Starland Private School for Primary Education and Summit International High School in Ojodu. She then moved to London for college, studying at Enfield College and earning an undergraduate degree in biochemistry from the University of Westminster. In 2012, she returned to Nigeria to complete her National Youth Service Corps. It was after this experience and her interaction with Made in Nigerian products that her entrepreneurial dream took shape, leading to the founding of Bell Africana in 2014. This platform is dedicated to fostering an ecosystem where creative entrepreneurs thrive across Nigeria, Africa, and globally in industries such as fashion, arts and crafts, beauty, and lifestyle. With a vision to become the premier e-commerce company promoting African products globally, Bell Africana was named one of the top 100 fastest growing SMEs in Nigeria by Business Day in December 2023. Bukky was also honored as one of the 100 most inspirational female founders in Africa in 2023. Returning to the UK, she launched Bell Africana in the country with a successful pop-up event that attracted over 21,000 shoppers on London's prestigious Oxford Street in 2023. A mother of one, she's now set to host the second edition of Tales by Bell Africana on a larger scale. With the current rise of Made in Nigeria products, her platform is playing a key role in helping quality creative small businesses be at the forefront of the market and creating richer platforms to enable their growth.
You are fully responsible for the growth of your business. You have to be willing to do whatever it takes to grow that business. So if you're not willing to just be that connect person, be that sounding board, be that supportive person in that community, even the community you are part of needs your support. Let me just tell you this. No matter the value you pay in any community, it can never be equal to what you're getting as the value that is being given to you. That's the truth. Because running a community is not a walk in the park. Now, for you to add value, then you become that person where other members refer. That person who is always showing up and leaving connections, who's always posting opportunities, who's always, okay, I need this, you have already jumped on it. That's how you stay top of mind.
Bukky is also a co-founder of a non-profit organization called Push Relief Project, which serves as a backbone for smaller charities within Africa. When we return after a quick break, Bukky Asehinde speaks to us about her journey into entrepreneurship and the importance of supporting creative industries. Please stay with us. Thank you so much for staying with us on the program. We have now joining us on Diaspora Network, Bukky Asehinde, founder of Bella Africana. Thank you so much for joining us on the program.
Thank you so much for having me. Excited to be here.
Perfect. So I know from studying biochemistry to becoming an entrepreneur, speak to us about when Bella Africana came into the picture. Is this something that you always, obviously it's not something you saw yourself doing, so how did it come into the picture?
Interestingly, it's a long story, but I'll try to keep it short. So I did study biochemistry at the University of Westminster many years ago. However, you know, when you're outside of the country, you always yearn for a piece of home. So this dream was already getting planted, where when I'm outside, I'm always wanting something from home, fashion pieces, food, and it was always my mom bringing it when she's coming to visit. And so that dream of wanting to build a platform where creative entrepreneurs from Africa, different parts of Africa, starting from my country, Nigeria, you know, to be able to get access to global customers already started in my heart. So that dream of birthing Bella Africana came about after my studies, actually, but the seed got planted when I was studying in the university.
And what was that shift like? Was it something that people understood? Because you know how African parents can, you know, from spending so much money studying to doing something completely different.
Interestingly, it took quite a number of years, but I'm very grateful for my parents who were very supportive right from onset. So my story was more of support. My support system was on board right from the beginning. However, I think it was more of me understanding how to actually build the business up. For me, it was just wanting to build a platform where I could help more creative entrepreneurs understand the business side of their creativity. So it wasn't easy because I had to learn. I had to learn what entrepreneurship was about. I had to build a community for these business owners, for these creators and creatives. But to do that, I also needed to build a community of buyers, of customers who would appreciate their crafts, who would, you know, patronize them. So getting into that whole new ecosystem took a lot, but I knew that something amazing, the vision that I had for Bella Africana keeps me going till date, and it's been 8 years coming, so yeah.
Through that time, there's been a lot of changes.
Oh, yes.
I believe you went back to Nigeria,
yes,
and then you came back to the UK as well. How was it moving to Nigeria, coming back, and also expanding in the UK?
It was a stretch. That's what I call it. I've gone through different stretching seasons. Moving to Nigeria was a lot of drag from my mom. Like, come back home. You'll meet more people. You'll meet your husband. All of that, you know, from my mom. So moving to Nigeria wasn't the hardest bit. Moving to Nigeria as a single girl, everything, I got married in Nigeria. Moving back to the UK was the hardest one for me. Because I came back with the mindset of when I was single. I didn't have the mindset of now that I'm a mom, and now that I'm a wife, and now I'm also an entrepreneur. So when I moved back, it was a very major stretch. In fact, it took me a year to get myself together mentally, because I was this close to giving up on my dream of building Bella Africana, because it was more of how do we start to earn in pounds? How do we pay all these bills? Is Bella Africana paying me enough in Naira? And now we're about to talk about pounds. So I did go through a season of stretch, and I had to do a lot of, you know, recalibration. I had to have a lot of introspective time with myself, trying to remember my why. Why am I building Bella Africana? Who are the lives that have been touched? If I give up on Bella Africana, how many lives are going to be affected by that? So I did go through a season of trying to understand how do I now position in the UK market? How do I start to build my network again? Just, you know, as opposed to imploding, I started to explode more, meaning that I started to speak to people about what's going on inwards. How do I start to do all of these things? And going through that 1 year of hibernation, literally, I think I mentally hibernated, and just having a support system. My husband's also an entrepreneur, and just seeing that self-drive of, you know, I'm the one that is hibernating, but he has no choice also to pick himself up and get into the UK market and start to, you know, just give it everything that it takes. So to answer your question, it wasn't easy, but understanding the imagination, the big dream that I do have for Bella Africana keeps me going. In fact, my husband says it's no longer a passion for me, it's an obsession. And just understanding that gets me going and just get me back to pushing every single mission and vision that we have for Bella Africana, yeah.
And just help us understand how exactly you support these businesses. I mean, you not only just support businesses from Nigeria, but across Africa. Speak to us about how the stages and how you support these businesses.
So, Africana has now positioned as that tech-enabled community for creative entrepreneurs in the fashion, beauty, and lifestyle industry and food. But one of the major things that we've decided to do is be that platform that gives visibility to these creative entrepreneurs. We started by giving them visibility and also giving them access to experts, mentors who will help them on their entrepreneurial journey. But not just that, also access to like-minded creatives, because entrepreneurship, as I always say, is not for the faint-hearted. And now to be doing it as a creative is even harder. Because if I have my way, creative entrepreneurs will not have to do the business side. But I'm sure you can relate with me when I say creative people just want to create. They don't really want to do the business side. So it is hard. But them understanding the business side helps them to build. Because then why are you calling yourself an entrepreneur if you're not understanding the business side of your creativity? So what Africana is trying to do is to make them more visible and give them access to a global market. One of the biggest challenge also is even with the production. Some creatives can use, for a product, for instance, it could take like days to produce it, charging so, small for what they put their hearts and soul to, and just being in a market that appreciates the work that they do helps a whole lot when they're able to sell. Because I go through all of this process of creating. Now, who's going to sell these products? And Africana is trying to make sure that we build a community of customers and buyers who will carry their matter on their head literally and just be able to sell and buy from them.
And share with us some of the favorite parts of what you do and maybe some success stories that you've seen over the years.
Many. So when I was in Nigeria, we used to host some awards events, and through that, we've been able to impact thousands of creative entrepreneurs. We've raised well over £160,000 for creative entrepreneurs just to be able to expand. We've had some of our businesses who are now, exporting to different parts of the world. We've had some of them being featured on global platforms, global magazines, from home. Not even having to leave home. So you can imagine entering into a new market is even another dimension entirely. Just being able to see, experience, have somebody else in another country wearing your art, wearing your product. We've impacted thousands of these entrepreneurs, I must say, where starting as just one business and expanding to a team of over 10. Going from just being in one city, say for instance in Lagos or just in like Nairobi, and then entering into another city. So that's expansion, and that's the prayer that that's the vision that Africana has always had to just not. The honest truth is some of them also struggle and stop the business. For instance, when COVID happened, there was a huge percent of our members who stopped and wanted to start looking for other streams of income, because it's easy to give up on your dream, especially if you don't have any patronage and you don't have any growth you're experiencing. And so there's been more and more people who are, as we celebrate the ones that are doing well, more are encouraged to give it their very best and not give up on the journey. So I can keep going on, but the successes have been amazing.
And what advice would you have for, we hear of the Japa culture, a lot of Nigerians, let's be honest, everyone's moving, a lot of people are moving to other countries, mostly entrepreneurs. What advice would you have for other Nigerians who are just starting out in a new environment, especially as a mother as well?
I'm so sorry, but I had a list of advices for you, for them. But the honest truth is, one of the key things I remember telling myself in that season when I was going through a season of stretch, when I had to move from Nigeria, I had to start showing myself self-compassion. Because like I always say, even as an entrepreneur, you go through different seasons in your journey, in your business. Because, you're talking about a mom. A mom has to wear many hats at different points in time, multitask and everything. And even having access to a support system. So one thing I would say is definitely surround yourself with people who value what you do, who are ready to nudge you forward, encourage you. There's so many communities out there. Be a part of those communities. Yes.
Bukky, Asehinde, founder of Africana, thank you so much for joining us on Diaspora Network.
Thank you so much for having me.
And that brings us to the end of another inspiring edition of Diaspora Network. For more amazing stories of Nigerians making waves on the global stage, visit our YouTube channel and website, channelcv.com. Until next time, I'm Tenyola Oyetayo. Bye for now.